Imagine biting into a bright red crunchy apple or a juicy cob of corn, unaware that these foods have been changed at the genetic level. When genetically modified foods promise a greater production and pest resistant, these are now raising crucial questions like what hidden risks might these pose to our health and lives? Which brings me to my next question. What risks do genetically modified foods pose to the public health and at the U.S. agriculture system? So first we would talk about the allergies and concerns about this problem, then talk about the safety of health, then finally ending with the toxicity and illnesses. So firstly, modified foods are becoming more important in the U.S., and so are concerns. The concerns are also growing about potential triggers to allergic reactions, like people having allergies to these certain foods and stuff. So according to Frontiers, people with existing food allergies might be more vulnerable if GM foods introduce allergens that cross-react with their allergies. So going back to like my first part about their allergies, and it might trigger them. Secondly, some concerns are going beyond the individual's health, threatening the safety on the border of the U.S. agriculture farming system by almost encouraging the spread of bacteria and disrupting the natural ecosystems. So based off the National Academies of Science report, there is a theoretical risk that DNA from the GM foods could transfer to the human gut and potentially affect their health. So thirdly, while GM foods have been a part of our diet for decades, the long-term effects stay very much unknown. There are many consequences that are unforeseen, such as immune system impacts and chronic illnesses. So on the report of the U.S. Right to Know, some GM crops are engineered to produce substances toxic to pests from Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a disease. So while those toxins are exposing long-term organisms that are non-targeted. So going back to all of my reviews, we then reviewed all the allergies that modified foods can be concerned of and trigger people's allergens and allergies according to those reactions. Then we went through safety health with pests and the bacteria that it can get into and the overall individual's health. Then last we talked about the toxicness and the illnesses that toxicness can affect to the illness or the immune system, and just have that overall illness that affects the body and our lives and our world because of those foods that's been in our diet for so long, but then so have the effects, like I said earlier. So the next time you want that apple or corn, you shouldn't have to worry on the risk that might get you sick, or you don't have to worry about getting impacted from all the concerns that you're concerning about getting sick, or just have to worry about all those risks. So